What is up, guys? Editor71 here, bringing you guys my updated Link Strike deck profile for 2017 using the free structure deck. It's supposed to be a Cybers deck, to be honest with all of you, but for now we just have like 4 monsters support for Cybers, and you have nothing more than like 4 monsters, free Link monsters, and just in 1 week we have all the a little bit more support that we need to make the deck a little bit more viable. So this is just using free starter decks. There will be maybe some cards that I suggest if you want to make it like a little bit more competitive right now, because there are some cards that you're missing, and they're, like I said, they're basically generic, and you have tons of prints for them, and they're pretty cheap. But this is free Link Strikes again, and when we get the support on next week and 2 weeks, then I'll get the support. I will build the deck with Cybers, like the other Cybers, and make it a little bit more like Cybers Link. Now, then one other thing I want to say, in the future, pretty much near future, I will do new uploads for my Blue Eyes, my Raid Raptors, my Odd Eyes when I'll get more support for it, because I need to order some cards, and when I get them, I will do update for them. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So starting off, you do want to run triple of your best monster in the deck. I mean, second best monster in the deck in my opinion. Triple Link Slayer. Now, Link Slayer is very, very awesome. It's basically a Phantom Thrasher for Cybers. And he can still attack, which is pretty awesome. And then if you can once per turn discard up to 2 cards and destroy the same number of spells and traps on the field. So that's pretty awesome. You can destroy your own stuff if it's basically giving you things, or destroy your opponent's stuff, which is pretty awesome. So you can like destroy their strike, and if they're not like destroying this with the effect of the strike, you're just destroying a strike for free, for example, because there's some people who forget to change this just because they're not thinking straight. Like, they're just waiting for the ability to activate, and sometimes you're just attacking with it and just doing a lot more damage. So there's some weird things that could happen. Like, some people, in my opinion, playing not that smartly, but yeah, I don't know why I throw it out there, but I noticed that a lot of people as well kind of like cheating in Link format because they don't know how to play. So please do yourself a favor and just read the rules, guys, because that can prevent a lot of problems. And I'm sorry I'm criticizing a lot in this video. It's really frustrated me to play against people who don't know how to play, and they're just bending the rules how they want to. So let's continue. After that, we run the best monster in my opinion in the deck, which should be at least a super, and that is Draconet. Now, Draconet is so awesome because when it's normal summon, you get a special summon from your deck, 1 level 2 or lower vanilla monster. So that's instant. If you have a Cybers, it's an instant Link 2 for Cybers, which is so awesome. And if you have Link Slayer in him, and you basically have an instant Decoy Talker. So that's pretty awesome as well. And then for our vanilla monster we run in the deck, I run triple copies of Beatron, because Beatron is 2000 wall, which is pretty awesome, and it's your vanilla monster, the one you want because it's Cybers. In the future, there want to be in the structure decks that come out in Nov. This is supposed to be November. It's supposed to be Digatron, which is 1500 attack, 0 defense, which I'm not 100% sure if I like that, because I might like switch the ratio, because sometimes I want a wall with Beatron, but we'll see about that. Then the last Cybers monster I like to run, a lot of people don't, but I like to run free Realm Clouder just to maximize the number of Cybers right now. Because what this card effect is, it's basically you tribute a monster, revive a Cyber. So it's basically a monster reborn. And yeah, there's sometimes you revive a Link monster and go into the extra monster zone. Sorry. Now it's not that important, but sometimes I think like this card is a lot more viable than people think. But you can do whatever you want. I just like it, and I just want to maximize the Cybers as much as possible, just because. And that's it for our Cybers portion of the deck. Now we'll move on to the other support that come out in the, not support, but cards you can use from the starter deck. So starting off, for my personal preference, 2 Marauding Captain, because it's working really well with Ram Clouder. You basically normal summon Marauding Captain, special summon Ram Clouder, sorry, and destroy your Marauding Captain, like tribute your Marauding Captain to special summon a Cyrus monster, and then you go Honeybot or whatever. Like it's really clutch, and it's really help, at least for now. Then double Cyber Dragon, because you need special summons, and that's pretty cool, and 2100 beater. Then 2 Photon Thrashers, because sometimes your opponent control no monsters and you need, like, you know, the effect like Link Slayer. Sorry, like, you control no monsters is better, but sometimes you want Cyber Dragon, trust me. Then 2 Mandagora, because Mandagora is also pretty awesome, because you could open up like some monsters and Mandagora as well, and Mandagora just says that it can special summon, and not once per turn, one special summon itself if your opponent controls more monsters than you. So sometimes you can have like more monsters than your opponent and all that stuff. Sorry, you could have less monsters than your opponent and you open up like 2 of these and like, for example, normal summon a Draconet and just instant decode Toker with monster linked to it or whatever. Then for the last 4 monsters, 2 Sangans, because Sangans, for the time being, it's the best searcher I have for Draconet, which is one of my 2-card combo in this deck. Because, like I said, again, this is a Link Strike, so it's more of a starter deck. There isn't, like, something awesome still, but for now, like, it's the best I could think of for those kinds of decks, because, like, you don't have a lot of Cybers, so you could run some hand traps or whatever, but you want special summon for your Link monsters. So Sangan, because Sangan, and it's search it like you said it, let your opponent destroy it, search for a Draconet, and then next turn you have your 2 cards combo. And then to round off the monsters, I like hand traps, so some particular hand traps. There aren't 2 Effect Veilers because they were in the starter deck, and I really think Effect Veiler is a good hand trap, especially in this format to just negating monster effect. Sometimes you want your opponent to just leave the monster without the effect, which is pretty awesome, and you don't want the effect like to activate just like Ghost Ogre. So that's pretty awesome. And that's it for our monsters. Now we'll move on to our spells. 2 Cybernet Universe, which is your field spell. It's okay field spell. Its effect is the Oriole Link monster get 300 attack. You basically can once per turn shuffle a monster from a graveyard to your deck. Target a monster in your graveyard, shuffle it. And then if this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, send all monsters in the extra monster zone to the graveyard. So you can even MST your own card, or Link Slayer, use it on your own card, destroy it, and your opponent clean his own extra monster zone before you go off. Now, one thing to note, this you could say Link and field spell is okay, I guess. So you just need 2 of it and the 1 terraforming to search it. But if it was a little bit better, like shuffle and draw, I would say this card is broken. And then for our draw power, if we're talking already, 2 Pot of Duality, because it's the best we have in the starter deck, so might well use it. Sometimes you need to stall anyway. Then for spells that just help you, 2 Dark Hole for back row removal, for board clearance, sorry. 2 Mystical Space Typhoon for back row removal. 2 Forbidden Lands to protect your monsters and be more offensive and defensive at the same time. And that's it for our spells. Now, if you want to run better spells and better monsters, I recommend, first off, if you're running the same set of monsters, try to squeeze in reinforcement of the army and Silent Doom or an Unexpected Die or something like that. And then for traps, 2 Call of the Hunted, because pretty simple, revive a monster. 2 Mirror Force, to deal with annoying attacking monsters, and 1 Torrential Tribute, which you can do whatever you want in those 3 traps, but I recommend at least 2 Call of the Hunted. So it could be like Torrential Tribute, Ring of Destruction, Bottomless, it could be whatever you want, but I just believe those 5 traps are the superior ones that came out in the starter deck. Which, by the way, came a lot of good generic traps. So, yeah, that's it for main deck. Now we'll move on to the extra deck. So first off, for our extra deck monster, the Link 1 monster you want to run is triple Link Spider. Because Link Spider, what he does is you need 1 normal monster, and when once per turn you can special summon a monster from your hand, level 4 lower normal monster from your hand to the point down. So if it is in the extra monster zone, and let's just say this is a normal monster, you can special summon it like this here or in defense position. Just basically, if you can use your Beatrons if you open up with them, so they're still not dead, even if you open up like 2 of these. And then 2, Honeybot, because Honeybot is your Link 2 monster. Her link markers are just good for, you know, the main monster zone when you use her there, but she's a protection for all monster linked to it by bell, by card effects, and destruction by card effects. And what I like about her is that most of the time I use link spiders, and if I have 2 Beatrons and one Beatron and a link spider, I'm up the ladder with her, just because I could have her in the graveyard and then revive her and then have her in the main monster zone, because she's a monster like that. She doesn't need to be, like, when a monster is summoned from the graveyard, is going to the main monster zone, like an extra deck monster. So that's pretty cool, and that's why I like her there. And to round off our Link monster we get from there, the best Link monster in my opinion, and a really good Link monster is definitely in this format, is one triple Decoy Talker, and his effect is all monster linked to it, giving him 500 more attack, so that's pretty awesome. You can become at 3,800. You need 2 plus effect monsters, so you need at least 3 monsters to summon it. But if you use Honeybot and Link Spider, for example, or another monster, it basically can be like Link, because she had 2 Link and this one has 1 Link, so it becomes Link 3. Or you can use even another effect monster and then become 2 arrows and another effect monster. Keep that in mind, because there are a lot of people thinking like, oh hey, I can do whatever I want, and they're really forgetting that and destroy the recipe and just cheating without trying, but still. And its other effect is, when a card activates the target cards I control, I contribute 1 monster that link to it, except my opponent monster, because that's not a monster I control, and then basically negate the activation and destroy it. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, that's it for the Link Strike deck profile, because there is not a lot to it. I'm sorry I explained quite a lot, but some people like forgetting some stuff. So hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and in 2 weeks hopefully we'll have more updates to our Cyvers, because Cyvers will become a little bit more of a deck and you have a lot more cards. And yeah, so have a good day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.